Hey, this is Willie Crawford, and I'm doing an impromptu Facebook Live right now. I've mentioned in this group several times that I get a lot of things on barter. So first of all, I wanted to show you how I learned about barter, okay? And what barter is businesses often, instead of them paying cash for things they need, they barter with other businesses to get the things that they need. A restaurant may need janitorial services or pest control service or whatever, and they'll barter with a pest control company or a janitorial company to get what they need. So they don't spend cash. I'm a member of a barter exchange. It's called ITEX, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I get things on barter. Now, the barter exchange that I'm a member of, I learned about through a course called barter arbitrage, which is what I'm showing you about here. Uh, Barter arbitrage, let me find the page. Okay. This is their sales page, basically. Uh, I learned about it many years ago. This is my friend Jim Straw, who had made like $500 million in sales before I ever met him. Jim was a good friend. He's passed since. But I went to this course, and it has literally been responsible for probably millions in gained since I went through the course. I'll give you the link to this page and you can read it at your convenience. As my friend Dr. Manny, he talked about Vegas Vance, who created the course. Vinny has since passed away. Vinny and I were great friends. And in fact, this is the 2.0 version of the course. And within the 2.0 version of the course, I've taken barter so seriously that by the time Vinny wrote up 2.0, an entire chapter of the course is on how I use barter. Um, and it's this course is in MP3 audio and it's PDFs. And Vinny did a whole chapter on how I used barter to help nonprofits raise as much as $100,000 without them spending a penny out of pocket. So barter is that incredibly powerful. Let me go back to this page, and I'm going to drop a link where you can go check. That's not the one I wanted. Find something else. I have too many windows open, as you probably can not tell, but I do. I'm going to drop a link where you can go check out the barter arbitrage course at your convenience. I know the owner who actually purchased barter arbitrage from Vince before Vince passed, and he's a close friend. He lives here in Florida. Uh, Hi, Michelle. It's great to see all you guys joining me. I see Michelle Scales, whom I worked with when I was stationed at Yokota Air Base in Japan. I see Kenneth Duprez, uh, Terry Loving, Steve Hurst, Ade, who's over in England, Kim Bedford, Marcy, a lot of folks joining. So that's good. That's a good thing. My whole purpose in doing this broadcast is to show you barter because I've mentioned that several times within the group. And what barter is all about is businesses doing trades with each other, but rather than you trading directly with another business, you can trade what you have for, you can offer what you have for sale, and an intermediary, in this case, a company called iTex, acts like a bank. So they facilitate the transaction. If you want to do barter direct with another business, then they'd have to have what you want and you'd have to have what they want. And that often doesn't happen. With the group I'm in, I offer my products and services for sale. And the thing is, I offer digital products. So I offer ebooks and training courses and things like that. The beauty of barter is a lot of times the products that you have for sale are products that other companies want and need, but they can't get them uh, easily on trade. So I offer digital products, and in the process, I've done quite well. I went over to my account right now, which is here. You can see that my available balance is over $11,000, and I went logged in today because I wanted to purchase some items. I wanted to get a new web hosting account, and I want somebody else to set the account up. I want to be on a different service, have a different IP address. And rather than me going out and buying hosting directly from any company. I want someone who actually can do most of the work for me. So I'm going to get that on barter or trade. I'm not going to spend a penny. Now, I showed you my balance because I firmly believe that just having money sitting around does you no good. This is money that I earned just by trading digital products and services with other businesses. And now I can take that and buy anything I want. In fact, one of the things I've mentioned before is, I'm going to go to the marketplace. One of the things I mentioned before is a lot of things are what we call perishable in the world of barter. For example, if a hotel doesn't sell a hotel room today, or most hotels are never above about 70% occupancy. So I can get hotel rooms on barter. The last time I traveled out of state, I contacted my barter club and I said, I need, I think I said 5 nights at a hotel, and they found a hotel and set me up with a room. See, the thing about barter is hotels aren't going to let the average person know that you can get a room on trade. But if that hotel doesn't sell today's rooms today, they can't sell today's rooms tomorrow because they're perishable. They're gone. And so all it's costing them is, maid service, perhaps, and they're going to make it up by selling you stuff in the restaurant or whatever. So, and you're going to tip the maids and all that stuff probably too. So hotel rooms and cruise ship cabins, those are perishables. So is newspaper and magazine advertising or radio advertising. If a radio station doesn't sell a 30-second spot today, they can't sell today's 30-second spot tomorrow. If a magazine doesn't sell an advertising space today, they can't sell today's advertising space tomorrow. It's perishable, it's gone. The radio station can let the DJs just jabber on, or they can sell that spot for whatever. Same with cable TV. Those are all perishables. And in the world of barter, if you look at this, these are categories of things I can get on barter. You can see advertising listed here, but there's animals and agriculture, there's computer services, there's all kinds of things. I get my dentistry done on barter. I get my accounting done on barter. I get legal services, powers of attorney, LLCs and corporations set up, things like that, all on barter. Printing on barter. Construction, if you need your house repaired, on barter. So I wanted to introduce you to this world of barter because it is extremely powerful. I mentioned Jim Straw, who gave that testimonial. This is my buddy Jim. He had made like $500 million in sales before I ever met him, and yet we became close friends. He went into a little depression after his wife passed. And so whenever I was in Atlanta, I'd call him and say, hey, I'm speaking at a seminar. You want to come over? And he'd come over, we'd hang out together. He'd sip his bourbon and cokes, and we talked. And I picked this millionaire's mind repeatedly, and I learned a lot from him. But getting back to barter, I mentioned this is called ITEX. And ITEX is a barter club that has 25,000 business members in the United States and Canada. All the members here are strictly in the United States and Canada, but they have reciprocal relationships with other barter clubs, so they can reach across to other countries. But this is for the US and Canada. And if you run a business in the United States or Canada, I can invite you into this club. And what will happen is right here, I would need your first name, last name, your business name, and that could just be your name. That's what I use, and your phone number and your email address. With that, I can fill this form out, send it to ITEX, the headquarters, and they will contact you and invite you into the organization. Membership is $20 per month, and there's also a 6% transaction fee, which is how ITEX makes their money, really. Every time that somebody buys something, they've got all these barter dollars. Again, I show you my account. This money actually never leaves the system. See, if I turn around and buy something from another member, they're going to charge me a 6% transaction fee. And that's money they're making. But when I buy it from another member, it doesn't go to the member, it goes to his ITEX account. So the money is still in the system. It's a shell game, except in the barter arbitrage course I showed you earlier, we learned something called cash converting. And I can go out and I can buy a car or a motorcycle via trade. These are my ITEX dollars, and I can then turn around and sell that in the offline world and convert it into cash, but otherwise it's within the system. The other thing you need to know about this barter is that you'll see over here there's a 1099B. Uh, that 1099 is a tax document that you need to file with your income taxes. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service treats barter dollars as if you earn regular cash. So you do have to declare that on your income tax. But because I use barter primarily for growing my business, it's a business expense that I'm using. So I can basically run ads in newspapers and magazines, on radio or cable TV. I can have printing done, things like that for my business, and legal services, accounting services, things along those lines. And those become deductible business expenses. You know, you need to consult with your uh, tax advisor or whatever on all that, but it is taxable. I want you to know that. Let me go and show you the marketplace, though. You know, today I was thinking about buying a few things, so I was thinking I need some new suits. So I type in men's clothing, and I don't care where it's at. I live in Niceville, Florida, but I don't care where it's at. Any place in the country, they're going to sell me their items for my barter dollars, and they'll probably charge me extra for shipping. So these are things that are available for sale on barter. You know, this person selling whatever Umbo is, oh, it's underwear, $29 ITEX per pair, available in multiple colors, whatever. And there's sleek pants and all that stuff. This is a clothier in Raleigh, North Carolina, who says, let me know what you're looking for. Let me know what you're looking for. And he talks about suits, sports coats, blazers, vests, pants, and all those. I'm actually going to reach out to him because all I need to do is give him my size, you know, my waist, my inseam, and the shoulders and all that stuff. And I can get custom-made clothes done using my barter dollar, and he'll probably require that I pay cash for the shipping. But, you know, and I could even say that my clothes are a business expense because I attend a lot of business meetings where I need to dress up. If I needed printing done, and I'm thinking everything from flyers and inserts that you put in packages to books. This company does screen printing and embroidery, ships it anywhere in the United States. There's one that does gift and pet prints, whatever pet prints are. You know, there's another print company that does signs, banners, magnets, posters, yard signs, logo designs, page layouts, all those things I can get on barter. I can get book printing done on barter. You know, if I wanted 10,000 copies of my cookbook printed right now, I can get that on barter. There's a lot of magazines that are offering ad space in their magazines. This search engine, the search functionality within the iText platform, it doesn't always pull up exactly what you're looking for. But like here's a Hispanic magazine that's selling print ads, and the ads are available 100% iText. So it doesn't matter, you know, what the ad rate is. You're just paying iText, and then when you click on the more info button, it takes you over to a page that tells you their market area, you know, what the coverage is, and things like that. I buy advertising in magazines and newspapers myself. When I'm promoting a product launch, if I want an advantage, I can just run a newspaper ad in a local area and advertise some product that most of the affiliates are marketing over the internet only. And I'm doing it on newspaper and radio, podcast, whatever. You know, if I want, say I mentioned clothing, dental services. Most dentists and doctors, what they do is they turn to their broker and they say to the broker, I don't want to be inundated with calls by people looking for my dental services. So I want you to find me, you know, 20 new customers a month or whatever. And so you have to go through their broker, which is free. The broker earns I mentioned that 6% fee. That's what the brokers get. So that's how they earn their money. So they want to churn your dollars. They want you to take like my 11,000 plus I have just sitting there. They want me to spend that because they earn a commission when I do that. They earn at 6%. So they want to churn. But you can see here, this person It's offering comprehensive dental exams in Des Moines, Iowa. This person does dental exams, and they give you the prices, and they say cleanings and implants. All those things are available. If you need doctor appointments, all those things are available across the United States and Canada. Here's a doctor that is in Quebec, Canada, and he's offering root canals on iText. He says, I offer my services on iText. So if you need a root canal and you live somewhere near Quebec, Canada, or you want to fly to Quebec, Canada, you can get that done 100% iText. Here's another dentist, general dentistry, 100% iText. This guy's in California. If I wanted somebody closer to where I live in Niceville, Florida. So I narrow it down using the search functionality. And it will tell me of dentists in my area, if there are any that are members of this organization. Again, there's 25,000 businesses that are members, and it's actually not pulling up anything from my location right now, but I know there's dentists in my area. And this doctor talks about, this dentist says anywhere. He talks about walk in and children, all that stuff. I don't know. I haven't checked that one out. But there's a dentist in my area that I use, and I use iText. That's what I really wanted to show you is, if you need, I don't know, translation services. I write books, and so maybe I want them to have them translated into Spanish. I have several books that are in Spanish because that's the second most often spoken language in the United States. So you get language translations done, and I could probably get things translated into 5 or 6 different languages and not spend a dime out of pocket. Web services, design, web hosting, all those things, graphics, programming, all those things I can get. This person advertises website development anywhere. That means that it's something they're offering over the internet, so anywhere, and the price is negotiable. Again, I mentioned I'm going to set up a new site, and this person talks about responsive SEO sites and IT and all this other stuff. All that's available via barter. So you can have something as simple as a course that you sell that's digital. You offer it for sale, and in the course of doing that, you earn barter dollars, and you save your barter dollars in your account. Again, there's my balance right there. And then you turn around and you spend that on things you need to grow your business without spending dollars. You see, the biggest constraint that most of you face if you're running a business is not having money to buy the things that you need to run your business. So you put those things off, and you don't need to do that if you're a member of this barter exchange or others. There's barter exchanges in certain regions like in Asia or Europe that only serve those areas, or in Australia, but barter exchanges have the capability of reaching across to each other. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up by recommending that you check out the barter arbitrage course, which again I helped to create the second edition of. And to do that, I gave you the link in the window so you can check it out. So I encourage you to check out the barter arbitrage course, and I encourage you, if you're interested, to reach out to me. Again, iText is for the United States and Canada. So if you're in one of those 2 countries, I can invite you directly into my barter exchange, which again is 25,000 business owners across the US and Canada. But the exchanges do have the ability to reach out to barter exchanges in other countries. They do that. And when that happens, what they do is they split the commissions, basically. You're paying a 6% transaction fee. And if you need something and it's not available in the US or Canada, maybe they can get it in the Philippines or wherever. And the representatives, the exchange barter directors, they will then make it happen for you. And Terry's asking iText, it's ITEX, itex.com. But the best way to get in is to have a member invite you. It's easier to get in that way. And in fact, the broker will contact you and ask you a couple of questions, sign you up right away. See, they used to have a fee to join, but I think They waived it when I joined, so it may have gone away completely. Uh, and I thank you guys for joining me. This is being recorded. I did it inside this group because I want to show you in this group specifically how to save a lot of money. I mentioned that I buy things for 10 cents on the dollar. I sell products that are digital. They cost me nothing to deliver, and I sell them to members of the exchange. I get my dollars, but I'm paying that 6% transaction fee, so that's 6%, and so I say 10% on the dollar. If I needed refurbishing done on my house right now, there are contractors at NITEX who will basically charge you the cash for the material, but they will do the work on trade. It's extremely powerful. If you needed your office, overdone or whatever, you can get all this on trade. So it is extremely, extremely powerful. There is, I think Antonio asked about VID. I don't know what he's asking, but there's one company that offers to take your old VHS or cassette recordings and digitize them. And so I have a bunch of movies from like the 70s and 80s that are VHS, and I have a bunch of cassette tapes that I'm going to send off to this company and have them digitized. I mentioned that on Facebook, and somebody mentioned copyright issues because I have movies like Enter the Dragon, with Bruce Lee, and they can digitize that. But I said I could digitize and then get rid of the movies. They're like, well, you can't sell the movies because that's a copyright violation if you've copied somebody else's copyrighted product. And I agree with that. But who has a cassette or a VHS unit anymore, and even computers. My last laptop didn't come with a CD drive. I can get an external from Walmart and plug it in, but otherwise my CDs and DVDs can't be played over my computer anymore. And so the technology is changing, and so I have things converted into other formats for that reason. Marcy says she's seeing the original sales page. Yeah, I keep jumping around from page to page. This was the iTex Marketplace, and this is their homepage. We have a mobile device. You can buy and sell stuff right over your phone. And the thing about iTex and most barter companies is that we business owners trust each other. So when I want something, I can just walk in. There's local stores that are members of iTex. I have television. I have yard furniture. I have all kinds of things in my house that I purchased on iTex. And all I did was walk into the store and say, I noticed you've got the iTex sign displayed on your window. I said, I have an iTex account. And they said, pick out what you want. And I picked out, and when you get a whole house full of furniture even, you pick out what you want and you give them your iTex number. They key it into their cash register, and you walk out of the store with a truck full of furniture or whatever. That's how powerful this is. It's nationwide. You get a trade director assigned to you, and they can help you to find almost anything you want. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up things. I just want to, this group is all about me sharing with you, when I post things, rare knowledge, I know a lot of things. I mean, I hang around millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, business owners who have insider knowledge or uncommon knowledge. Nothing's really insider. There are no secrets, but I'm sharing with you things that can offer tremendous leverage in your business. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and the recording will be available for people who join later. I wanted to add some more content to this group so I can use it as an enticement to bring more people into the group. Thanks for listening.